I would just like to inform everyone that a lot of people have been commenting down below that they want a trade speculation, trade rumor, or trade discussion video for your Ottawa Sanders. I would like to tell you that tomorrow, sometime in the later date time of Sunday, we will be uploading a video discussing potential trades for the Ottawa Sanders. I'll see you then. Let's get into the video. Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Before we get started, please follow us on Twitter at SensTalk_ for live updates of the games and, of course, breaking news. As well, please check out our website, senstalkcentral.com. We update it every single day. And our sponsor, cjohn.ca. Using the code SENSTALK, you get discounts on your Sanders tickets. Tonight, the Sanders took on the Maple Leafs in Toronto. Game, not much to talk about. The Sanders lost this one 5-3. Some notable things in this game: Mark Stone and Derek Brassard returned from injury. Mark Stone got a couple assists, and Brassard got a goal. Ryan Dzingel got his 15th goal of the season, which is a career high for him. Johnny Oduya got the opening goal for the Sanders, and it was the first goal since November 11th for him. But besides that, the Sanders lost 5-3. Anderson pulled after the first period. They lose. They were down 3-0 early on in the first period, and Connon goes into the game, stops 28 out of 30 for a .930 save percentage. But there's a lot to talk about outside of the Sanders game and the future of the Sanders. Obviously, it sucks to lose against the Maple Leafs, but they lost, and theoretically, it's better for the Sanders because tonight the Habs, Montreal Canadiens, scored with a minute left. Jonathan Drouin got one. They got a point out of that game, eventually lost in the shootout to the Predators. And the Sabres defeated one of the best teams in the National Hockey League, the Boston Bruins, in regulation. Their second regulation loss in a row for the first time in a few months. So big night for Sanders. For the standings, watch for Rasmus Dahlin and Svechnikov and Hughes and Brady Tkachuk and etc. The Sanders season's lost, and this brings us to our next point. Tom Anselmi. We don't know if he left the organization on his own or was fired by Eugene Melnyk. Wouldn't be surprised if Melnyk fired him to save some of that cash, because you know how Melnyk is and how he likes to save money. Tom Anselmi, the CEO and former CEO and president of the Ottawa Sanders, yesterday abruptly left the organization. We don't know if fired or left or resigned, but we don't know a lot about this. But the Sanders seem to cover this up an hour later, extending Pierre Dorion to a 3-year contract extension, and in the final couple sentences they added on that Anselmi left the organization. We don't know a lot about this, but it does show a lot about the character and the situation in the Senators organization, where a year or two ago Cyril Leader was fired. Now Tom Anselmi's left. That CEO/president position is a rotating door of people, and it really shows the gong show that is the Sanders organization. 3-year contract extension to Pierre Dorion. Dorion has made some nice trades, but he's made quite a bit of awful trades. The Burrows trade, notably for Jonathan Dahlin. You got a couple others not able to replace Mark Methot with Johnny Oduya. There's been a couple of good trades, and there's been a lot of bad lineup decisions for Pierre Dorion, and I don't know if he warranted a 3-year contract extension. Now, clearly, Melnyk thinks he is the right guy to answer the situation for the Sanders, but there's a lot needing to be done for that, and 3-year contract extension, I don't know what to make of this. Dorion needs to prove us all that the Sanders can do the right thing, and this brings us to the next point. The Sanders, in that news article that they put out about Pierre Dorion's contract extension, they added that the Sanders were going to be more looking into draft development and younger kind of players, which would mean Eugene Melnyk also added on saying that they would look for younger players and getting rid of the faces we're familiar with, and there'd be some pain ahead. Now, I've been saying for quite a while the Sanders need a retool, which would be kind of like trading players like Pyatt, Smith, and keeping your core intact like Hoffman, Duchesne, and Carlson, and Stone. But a lot of the analysts are saying that the Sanders are looking for more of a rebuild type of thing. They're not interested in trading Erik Karlsson, but I don't think Erik Karlsson, almost if not in the prime of his career, in a very young stage of his career, about to hit the prime of his career, I don't think he would want to stay in the nation's capital where they're going to go through a rebuild. the Senators can still get back on track. And then in 2 years, I don't think next year they can get back on track. It's just they can't turn this thing around in 1 year. But in 2 years they can if they do multiple things. If they get rid of the Phaneuf contract, which is going to be very tough, and I doubt they can do that, but if they can, that's the first step to the process of restoring a team that should be competing for a Stanley Cup. The Kings have been interested in Dion Phaneuf for quite a while, and there might be a trade there, but the Senators need to have take some salary back. And then you have to get rid of guys like Burrows, somehow get rid of Burrows, Johnny Oduya, Nate Thompson, Gabriel Dumont, and then now you go into players that actually have some value. Zach Smith, Calgary Flames have been scouting him for the past 2 weeks. And, the Senators, they need a young goaltender. Marcus Hogberg looks to be like a good starter of the future, but they want to have that depth, young depth in goaltending. And the Calgary Flames have a lot of that young goaltending depth. And I've seen John Gillies apparently is in the trade block / trade rumor. And I think the Senators should definitely inquire on John Gillies. He has a fantastic stat sheet throughout his career, a young, big, bulky goaltender, and the Senators should really take a look at him. Derek Brassard garnering a lot of interest from the San Jose Sharks and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, I'm not for trading away the core, but I do not believe Derek Brassard is a part of the core. He hasn't been producing a lot this season. He's more of a playoff type of player. I've been saying since December, way back when I was in Florida, when the Senators lost to the Panthers. I've been saying the Senators should trade Ceci and Brassard. Ceci's been garnering a lot of interest, and most of it has been coming from the Tampa Bay Lightning, which is very interesting because they're so loaded throughout their lineup. I don't know who they would trade, but most likely, if they're interested in Cody Ceci and, the Senators, they're still interested in Cody Ceci, I'm sure we can get something good for Cody Ceci back somehow. GMs in the National Hockey League don't see how bad he is. You can get something good for Ceci back. And then you have Yaros coming back up in a year or two. England, Ben Harper was signed to a 2-year contract extension a couple days ago. And then as well, you can look at Brassard. You get rid of him. Logan Brown looks to be ready in a year or two. Then you have Batherson in 2-3 years and Formanton in 2 years. And like I said, this is not going to be next year. The Senators are not going to turn this around to next year. We're not going to go on a cup run next year. Give it 2 years. If you do the right things, get rid of the bad contracts, get the team young, trade Craig Anderson, who is 37 years old. I love Craig Anderson, but the Islanders should have interest because their goaltending has been so inconsistent this year, and Anderson could be that rock with playoff experience for them. The Doug McLean, the sports analyst, connected Anderson and the Islanders. Speculating, of course, there's no actual official rumor, but it would be of interest for the Islanders, I would believe. But the Senators, they need to go young. I don't think they should go through a full-out rebuild, but a rebuild, retool kind of thing they need to do, where you get rid of the bad contracts, you stock up on draft picks, you get young talent, and I don't think the Senators should take Hoffman, Duchesne, Stone, Chabot, and Carlson. So Carlson, Chabot, Duchesne, Hoffman, Stone are untouchables for me. That's their core, in my opinion. Build around that core. That's a solid core to have in the National Hockey League. You have some young prospects like Formenton, Batherson, Logan Brown, and LeChuck, who was just signed as a free agent in the prospect pool. If you do the right things here, 2-3 years, the Senators should be back in a contention role. But for right now, the Senators need to prove to the fan base that they can do this. They need to do something big in this offseason, and that would be signing Erik Karlsson. Sign Erik Karlsson, and the Sens fans will be back on board. Trade Erik Karlsson, and it'll be like the Canadian fans where they all turn against the team and turn into Nashville Predators fans. Realistically, I hear a lot of fans saying they want to trade Erik Karlsson. I disagree with that. Erik Karlsson's the backbone of this team and the franchise and the face of this team. There's no way trading Erik Karlsson would make this team better. I'm sorry, there's just no way. He's the third best player in the world. I don't care what you say. And trading Erik Karlsson would just be an awful, awful mistake. Tomorrow, I think an afternoon or evening, I will have a video discussing trade possibilities more in depth. So stay tuned for that. I'll write down I'll scout some trades out, and I will as well talk about the future of the Ottawa Senators. But besides that, the Senators lose the Leafs 6-3 tonight, and a big loss, and a big loss season for the Senators. Let's see if the Senators can get back on track, and hopefully Pierre Dorion and the Senators can turn this thing around. So I'll see you tomorrow night with the Senators. When I talk about the Senators and their trade deadline in 2 weeks, 2 weeks away. Lots of changes are going to happen to the roster in the next couple of weeks. So besides that, thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at SENSTalk_ for large updates of the games and, of course, breaking news. Please like us on Facebook at SENSTalk, add us to our circles on Google Plus at SENSTalk. Click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. Like this video, share this video, ever share cool stuff. Please check out our website, SENSTalkCentral.com. We update it every single day. Of course, please click right here for our most recent upload, right here for our season playlist, and right here to subscribe to us. And as well, please check out our sponsor, cjohn.ca. Using the code SENSTalk to get discounts on your Senators tickets really helps out this channel. But besides that, I'll see you tomorrow when we discuss trade possibilities for the Ottawa Senators. I'll see you then. Go Sens, go.